Episode 9 of Season 6 of The Handmaid's Tale had a shocking conclusion, and this is what transpired leading up to it. The Handmaid's Tale, a popular dystopian series on Hulu, is almost over, with just one more episode to go after the release of Episode 9 of Season 6. There needs to be some explanation for the big deaths, plot setups, and the show's most startling death, which occurs at the end of Episode 9. The 9th episode of Season 6 of The Handmaid's Tale occurs just after June attacked Commander Wharton and Serena Joy at their wedding. The bombings allowed the handmaids to sneak up on Gilead's border after they had already taken to the streets to assassinate the commanders. Sadly, Gileadian troops caught up with them. June, Aunt Phoebe, and the handmaids are about to be executed, so Mayday must devise a strategy to save them while also destroying Gilead and eliminating the surviving commanders. Several commanders, including Nick, Lawrence, and Wharton, appear to die in the last scene of Episode 9. Commander Lawrence is assigned the mission of boarding an aircraft by Mayday and the U.S. government in this episode. The other high commanders, including Commander Wharton, will be planning Gilead's revenge in Washington, D.C., where they will be flown by this plane. Joining them right before takeoff, Nick dooms himself to a life-ending mission in the night sky as the plane explodes into flames. June sees the charred remains of the aircraft plummet to the ground. The plane's explosion is viewed from afar. Thus, the bodies of Nick, Lawrence, and Wharton are not visible. Although it is customary to not assume a character has died until a corpse is present, their chances of survival were extremely slim in this case. The initial explosion was unlikely to kill them, but the fall would have been fatal. Nonetheless, the jet crashed, killing everyone on board, unless some supernatural force intervened. Unfortunately, eliminating the commanders required Commander Lawrence to give his life. Lawrence was supposed to load the bomb onto the plane and take off originally, but the other commanders show up just as he gets to the hangar. Excited to travel to Washington, D.C., they have arrived early. Lawrence finds himself in a challenging predicament when they question his presence. As a result, he makes the ultimate sacrifice by boarding the plane carrying the bomb. It was Lawrence's only choice if he wanted the scheme to work. There was no way they were going to let Lawrence board the plane with a briefcase and then get off again. Something about that would have seemed very suspicious. Lawrence had a choice: board the plane with the bomb and remain there, killing himself, or miss his chance to murder the commanders and not board the jet at all. The other commanders wanted Lawrence on the wall. Therefore, he may have already determined that he was doomed either way. According to Lawrence, because of this, he chose to die heroically. Both Gilead and the U.S. will feel the effects of these deaths in The Handmaid's Tale. First, Gilead lost some of its most influential commanders. The nation has taken a tremendous hit. That said, they still retain a large number of commanders. The United States loses one of its most valuable moles when Lawrence dies, and the power vacuum will likely be filled by the surviving Gilead elite. Curiously, June and Luke's connection is solidified with Nick's murder, ending the major love triangle in The Handmaid's Tale. With just one episode remaining and all these individuals still up in the air, the finale's outcome remains a mystery. Gilead will likely be left to pick up the pieces as the United States continues its assault in the upcoming episode. June may make another attempt to rescue Hannah, although she has yet to do so. While Gilead is busy securing its borders, the characters could try to flee in the finale. This is because they are still in Gilead. A significant amount of time will likely be devoted in the finale to establishing the Testaments. The Handmaid's Tale, written by Margaret Atwood, is set to be adapted into a sequel series by Hulu. The Testaments is set to follow, aiming to set up Gilead and other important characters for the future chapter. The finale of The Handmaid's Tale will likely center heavily on Aunt Lydia. She seems to be sorrowful and lost.